Have you ever listened to pilots talking to air traffic control? It sounds scratchy, noisy, and even sometimes it becomes difficult to understand. Which raises an interesting question. In a world where we have phone calls that are crystal clear, we have high-speed internet, and smartphones that can nearly do everything, then why does aviation still sound like it's using the old walkie-talkie? In today's video or today's episode, we are uncovering another hidden side of aviation. Welcome to the Hidden World of Aviation. If you're new here, my name is Claire Chikwich, and this is CC's Signals and Snuggles, where we experience aviation, tech, and lifestyle. Think about how we communicate every day. We make phone calls, we join video meetings, we send voice notes, we stream music with incredible sound quality. We've become used to hearing voices that are clear and crisp. So when people first hear aviation radio, many are surprised. Some even wonder if the equipment is broken. But here is the interesting part. It isn't. The sound you're hearing is actually a result of how aviation communication has been designed over many decades. And once you understand why, it starts to make perfect sense. Pilots and air traffic controllers communicate using dedicated aviation radio frequencies. These radios are designed for one very important purpose: to help pilots and controllers exchange operational information as clearly and reliably as possible. Unlike your mobile phone, aviation radios aren't designed for music, movies, or entertainment. They are built for short, precise messages. For example, cleared for takeoff, descend to flight level, contact the next controller. Every transmission has a purpose. In aviation, being understood matters much more than sounding perfect. You've probably heard of AM and FM radios. Without getting too technical, here's a very simple way to think about it. Imagine two friends talking across a very busy playground. One speaks with a very beautiful voice or a very clear voice, but every time someone else talks nearby, you completely lose what they are saying. The other person's voice isn't as pleasant, but you can still tell they are talking. Well, in aviation, knowing that another transmission happened, even if it overlaps, is important. One characteristic of AM modulation or amplitude modulation is that if two people transmit at the same time, you often hear an overlap, and that tells everyone that the message needs to be transmitted. With FM, a stronger signal can dominate, making the weaker signal much harder to notice. This is one of the practical reasons AM has historically been used for aviation voice communication. The goal isn't beautiful sound, but the goal is effective communication.
Delta 73, maintain your current heading.
One thing aviation has taught me is this: the newest technology isn't always the best technology. Sometimes the best technology is the one that's dependable, the one that's proven, the one that people trust. Think about it. When you're responsible for hundreds of lives on board an aircraft, would you choose something simply because it sounds better? Or would you choose something because it has a long history of supporting safe operations? In aviation, those decisions are made carefully.
UA 456, clear for takeoff runway 27R.
Roger that, clear for takeoff runway 27R.
UA 456, maintain visual sepulation and continue climb off. We have you on radar.
Every piece of technology is selected with safety in mind. That's why you'll often hear me say safety is built in layers, and communication is one of those layers. As an aeronautical telecommunication officer, I work with communication systems that support aviation operations. Most passengers will never say these systems, and honestly, that's exactly how it should be. When communication systems are working well, they quietly do their job in the background. What I appreciate most about this progression is that it reminds me every day that aviation is a team effort. Pilots, controllers, engineers, technicians, airport operations, maintenance teams. Each person contributes to the bigger picture, and together they help support safe and efficient flights. Working in aviation has changed how I look at technology. Sometimes we assume newer always means better, but aviation has shown me something different. The best solution is often the one that's been carefully tested, understood, and trusted. That lesson doesn't just apply to aviation, it applies to life. We don't always need the newest thing. Sometimes we simply needs something reliable, something that works when it matters most. And I think there's something beautiful about that. The next time you hear a pilot talking over the radio, I hope you will hear a little different, not as an outdated technology, but as part of a communication system that has supported aviation for decades. If you enjoyed today's episode, I'd really appreciate if you give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And before we end it, I would like you to let me know in the comment section, before watching this video, did you know that pilots use AM radio instead of FM radio? Kindly comment in the comment section. In the next episode of the Hidden World of Aviation, we are going to uncover another side of aviation that most passengers never get to see. Until then, see you. Bye-bye.